You just can't help but feel your beard when you grow it out, can you? You guys know what I'm talking about. Guys, not girls. You know, here's something that I found out. You know the belly button hair you guys have? I found out that it's the same kind of pubescent hair that we have on our, you know, I've been kind of wondering, like, okay, on how my facial hair feels like right now, I'm wondering, is it, like, is the hair the same? Okay, I'm all shaved now, which actually feels good now. I'm all smooth. And I actually got, now, because I was thinking this yesterday, about facial and pubic being the same, I just looked up after shaving to see if they were. On answers.com, it says no. They serve two different purposes. Hair in joint areas, such as pubic area and under the arms, are designed to be a sort of lubricant to prevent chafing of skin to skin. Let's see. And facial hair, like most other hair on the body, is supposed to provide protection from the cold. It also serves as padding against blows and scratches and can be a sensory input to help prevent other damage. All this thanks to wiki.answers.com. You ever hate it when you're in a situation where, you want to talk about something, but you can't think of something to talk about? That's one thing I've been having about trying to think of for this episode. Okay, when I'm hanging out with friends and we're done with a subject or whatever and we're just sitting around, sometimes I feel a little bad because I feel like, we should be interacting, which is the purpose of hanging out. I mean, that's something I do sometimes. Like, in my head, I'm trying to think of, what should we talk about? Because I feel a little rude. I mean, alright, I'm over at a friend's house, and we're not doing anything, so are they thinking, why do I have this guy over when we're not doing anything, and he's not doing anything to contribute? I have mentioned this subject to a couple of friends, and I remember at least one of them I talked to about the subject, and I do remember that she said that it's alright, that we don't have to talk about stuff all the time. I mean, and I guess I've come to realize this too, that, it's just, usually just being in the company of someone else is just as good. Hell, with my ex-girlfriend, when we were still close together, sometimes we just okay, sure, we didn't do anything, but, just being with each other was just, completely content enough. We didn't have to do anything. I mean, talking made it more fun, but, I mean, I don't know, you get people who have been in a relationship or are in a relationship, they would understand. Although, then again, I think that's a little bit different. Relation between having a, partner and then friend. I mean, sure, the partner, well, he can do stuff. Though with a friend, no, that could, lead to destruction of the relationship and burn a few bridges. And also, in some cases, if the person's kind of like that, slap to the face. Why didn't I slap myself? Oh, to emphasize. One kind of, sometimes that I would sometimes like to have, the kind of friend who would just walk in your front door and just be everything's all casual, as if the guy already lived there. In TV shows, instead of Friends, How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory, okay? They all live in apartments, usually, and their friends, which they're all close with, just walk in right in the door. And then there's Joey, who just comes in and eats their food. Get your own food. I had that kind of a friend once. Lived in my neighborhood, and I think it was, I don't remember him doing it once or twice. I mean, alright, the one time I clearly remember is just my dad and I were, was when my mother and I were coming home. We got into the garage door, and then right before we park, the inner garage door opens, and there's my friend, okay, whose name is Garrett, by the way. He was a very close friend then. I remember we just found it humorous, and it was like we were all okay with it. Since then, I haven't had any friends like that, unless I was expecting them. Then, it was done a few times. Not that often. But yeah, it actually, I kind of would like that kind of a friend, but I do know that, let's see, here, it would be a little different. I mean, for one thing, this house belongs to my parents, and even though I am getting an apartment, well, that's a security problem. I mean, actually, no, actually, with most apartments nowadays, there's always, you always need to have security clearance or something, you can't really go through, just appear randomly at the front door. Well, unless you already live in the apartment, but judging from my past personality, I'm awkward with people. I try to make friends, but, something with some, you don't connect right away, so I probably might not make that kind of a friend with the apartment complex I'm going to. Or at least maybe the person that I would may live on the other side of the campus. Can you call an apartment complex a campus? Or is that only if it's included in college? Or is that only if it has a connection to college? Huh. I think I've been talking a little bit too long, so I think I'll cut it short before it becomes another 8 minutes again. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And I've been thinking lately, I should probably try to come up with a name. I'll think of the name some other time, Right now I just want to enjoy things. Okay, now it's nap time.